Hey all, it's Cam, just putting in my video for this week for everything I was going through over last week actually. As you can see on the screen right over there, that I ended up getting Mar.io working on a spare computer I got. It's not very beefy. I think it has 2 gigs of memory, regular mechanical hard drive. What else does it have? A 720 Ti in it. And for the processor, it's an i7 920. So it's like the first generation of i7s. I don't know for sure if this game is actually running just on the CPU or if it's actually using the GPU to actually help it out. That's what I'm not sure. I think it's just CPU. So it'd be really interesting if I could finally get it to start working with the GPU. But it's an emulator, so I don't know how far that's going to go. Because obviously this is Super Mario World, so it's coming from, what, Nintendo 64? And you want to try to put a TI or 1070 Ti on it. I don't know if that's gonna work or not, or if somebody's looked into that. Even then, this is just a ROM itself. Like it's not the full-fledged version. So as you can see, at this point that I have the video right now playing of what I captured, this was 1 day into training. So it was on the 42nd generation. And it ended up getting a max fitness of 3,362. I let this run for a little bit after I got done taping this, and it got a little bit higher for max fitness, so I think it got to 3,500. So it wasn't huge, and on this level, on this stage, it didn't pass it. Never did it pass it. It came close, but it didn't make it there. I know Seth Bling has a video talking about using Mar.io, the AI behind this, to end up playing this Super Mario World, but he used a different level to demonstrate and put it in his video. And he also talked about using the same AI to actually work and process and generate what it needed to for playing Mario Kart 64 also. I didn't try Mario Kart 64. Right now, I'm just going through brainstorming of, like, well, first of all, the video that Seth Bling put out there, it's a couple years old. So obviously there's had to have been advancements in this, like the way it thinks. So, and I couldn't find any resources really out there of any updates to the AI bot program behind this. So Mar.io looks like it died about a year ago. One thing that I kind of noticed was there's a couple times where it just freaks out, and it just, I don't know, it seems like it should be able to do better than what it is. There's other times where he ends up running across the screen like a total badass. It's unbelievable. It's kind of hilarious, and then he just gets stop signed. But yeah, the second purple pipe right here, he almost always got stuck on that for some reason. Why didn't he jump? Why, like, repeatedly he just kept on getting stuck on that. It was annoying, actually, just watching him being like, come on, you can make it, you can make it, you can make it. But some of these moves that he ends up making, it's unbelievable. Like that right there, like, and bounce, knowing to come off the sideways pipe, bounce off of his head, or bounce off the dino's head, and then shoot on up. That was completely amazing. That was another thing right here, the bullet bill that caught pretty much anybody that got past the second purple pipe. but yeah, after a full day of training, it kept on getting hung up on that, which was kind of disappointing. So hopefully I have something else that actually learns a little bit better than that, or I can figure something else out. Oh yeah, this is where they ended up stopping the times that I was paying attention. They got hung up on this. Like, why couldn't they get around that? Why couldn't they just make another jump at that point? Who knows? As you can see, all the white little nodes to the right that have all the sticks going through them, those are all the neurons that actually got created through testing and playing this out, getting as far as it did. So that's all of its learning right there at that point. For some reason, I haven't been able to figure out if I want to save the AI at that point in time so I can resume it later on. I can't save that state. It always, like every single time I've tried to go back to it, it ends up restarting at generation 1 and starts going through that again and acts as if anything else never occurred, which kind of bugs me. I'm probably doing something wrong. There's probably a way to do it. I'm just not seeing it right now at this point. So yeah, for this stage, 24 hours, it never passed it once. Now, in the past week, there was a couple different YouTube videos I actually watched. One was a documentary from Wired. Let me go back over here. It's on another window. It's called Machine Learning, Learning in the Age of... Oh, that's the wrong one. No, that is the right one. Machine Learning, Living in the Age of AI. It's a documentary. It's about 41 minutes long. It's really, really... I thought it was pretty interesting. I watched the whole time. So it just goes into, like, what should people think about and what, like, pretty much not everybody's going to have their job replaced. And I think they talk about UBI, Universal Basic Income. I think they talk about it a little bit, but they don't go too far into it. But yeah, it's definitely a good watch, for sure. Another thing I saw, which piqued my interest actually, was Siraj Ravel. He ended up having a video posted out there for having AI classes for somebody like me, somebody that doesn't have like a background in mathematics. Like almost everybody in AI says you have to have mathematics. Well, no, this guy ain't gonna do it, but he's gonna figure out AI. So he had, I think it was 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 something. He had like this whole course where structure all set out, detailing how somebody can go from zero, kind of like where I'm at right now, all the way up to be like an AI wizard. I think that's what he named it, and he called it. So all within, I think it was 6 months now, I think about it. I'll put a link for the video down below. So another thing I was watching was Sentdex, and I'm going to put a link for this playlist also. He had a playlist for learning how to make automatic driving in GTA 5 actually work. And he had different things he was testing out there. And I know one of the meetups I went to out here, they talked about using Canny to be able to reduce an image like from like what is it, 1920 by 1020 or 1080 or something like that, and reduce it down to like 800 by 400, and also to reduce the colors, like you have RGB and most colors, like even what you're seeing right here, reduce that down from like thousands of colors or something like that into like grayscale, and even then you can reduce it all the way down to 256 in grayscale. So you're going from like millions of colors all the way down to 256. So that's something easier for the computer to start processing at that point. It's less data intensive. So that was another thing that he went over. They also used, I can't remember exactly how they determined like lines for like the sides of the road to try to stay within the lines. I can't remember exactly that, but that seems to be something that I could use on something else, actually, that I'm thinking about. One of the other projects that I have in the back of my head. So yeah, that is pretty much all I've gone over the past week. So honestly, Suraj's classes that he posted up there, that hasn't been something I touched yet, but that's going to be something I'm going to touch, most definitely. Each one of the weeks that he was talking about, he was only saying spend 2 hours every week, and that was what was constituting a week for him. I think I can spend 2 weeks doing that. Or I'm sorry, 2 hours per week. That seems pretty easy. I have two hours per week that I can spend on that. So we'll find out. So hopefully I can get these videos out on Mondays for everybody. So until next Monday, see you later.